Okay, so you're heading to Manila for a while.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, and like everyone, you want to find a comfortable place to stay, make it feel like home.
Makes sense. You've given us a guide all about furnished apartments in Manila.
Yeah, and we're diving deep into it today to help everyone listening figure out the best way to find their perfect spot in the city.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so first off, the guide emphasizes just how many options there are now. It's not like the old days where it was just hotel or long-term unfurnished apartment.
Right, things have changed a lot.
Yeah, you've got everything from places that feel like luxury hotels but with the perks of an apartment to options that are more budget-friendly.
And they're really integrated into the local scene.
Exactly. We're talking serviced apartments, apart hotels, guest houses even.
A lot to choose from.
It is. And what's really cool is many come with things like pools and gyms.
Always a plus.
Totally. But the guide stresses that you really need to figure out your specific needs first.
Right. Does it have to be pet-friendly, family-friendly?
Exactly. And one big tip that jumps out right away, book in advance.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're going for a popular time of year.
So let's start with serviced apartments. I have to say, when I was reading about these, I thought, this sounds pretty amazing.
They are pretty convenient.
Yeah. The guide describes them as this perfect mix of a hotel and an apartment.
Best of both worlds.
Right. You get the privacy and space of an apartment, but with all those hotel services already included.
Like housekeeping.
Yes. And laundry services. Sometimes even a concierge.
And they're fully furnished.
Yeah, totally furnished, like down to the dishes and pots and pans.
Wow.
Yeah, you walk in and everything's ready. It's got comfortable living areas, bedrooms, bathrooms.
I mean, that takes a huge weight off your shoulders.
It does. You can just focus on settling in and why you're in Manila in the first place.
Not setting up an entire apartment from scratch.
Exactly. And that convenience seems to be a huge selling point for a lot of people.
It makes sense, especially if you're on a tight schedule.
Exactly. And think about it. If you're in Manila for work, say for a big project,
As the guide mentions.
right, having a fully equipped kitchen and regular housekeeping isn't just about comfort. It actually helps you be more productive.
Because you're not wasting time on all those daily chores.
Exactly. You can just focus on your work.
Yeah.
And speaking of productivity, the guide shares an anecdote about someone who was in Manila for 6 months for a project, and they said their serviced apartment was a game changer.
I can imagine.
They said the fully equipped kitchen and weekly housekeeping saved them tons of time and even money.
Yeah, instead of eating out all the time.
Exactly. And serviced apartments aren't just about practicality. They often have those extra perks like gyms, pools, business centers.
To make your stay more comfortable.
Totally. And the guide mentions the Ascot Makati as an example.
Known for its luxury.
And those views.
Oh, wow.
There's also this really useful comparison table in the guide that lays out the differences between serviced apartments, hotels, and regular apartments.
Oh, that's handy.
It is. It looks at things like whether they're furnished, if housekeeping's included kitchen access laundry options.
And lease requirements.
Exactly. And when you see it all laid out like that, you can really see how serviced apartments are in their own category.
Yeah, they're not quite a hotel, not quite a traditional apartment.
Right. You're not tied into a long lease, but you've got way more of that homey feeling than a hotel room.
So you can settle in.
Exactly. Okay, next up we have aparthotels.
I'm intrigued.
The guide describes these as the sweet spot between hotels and apartments.
Makes sense given the name.
Right, you get the space and privacy of an apartment, but with some of those convenient hotel services like cleaning and reception.
So still that ease of transition.
Yeah. Then it mentions that for longer stays, they're often more budget-friendly than hotels.
Always a good thing.
And they often have kitchen facilities, too.
So you've got that option to cook your own meals.
Right, if you don't want to eat out every night.
It's like having the best of both worlds.
Exactly. The comfort of home, but without the commitment of a lease.
Sounds perfect for someone who's new to the city.
Or unsure how long they'll be staying.
It's exactly. And let's be honest, who doesn't love having someone else do the cleaning?
Right. Now, when you're thinking about aparthotels, the guide says you should consider a few things.
Like what?
Well, location, of course.
Makes sense. You want to be close to where you need to be.
Right. And what amenities they offer.
Pools, gyms, on-site restaurants.
Yeah, those can all make a difference. And the guide really stresses reading reviews.
That's always good advice.
It is. You want to get a sense of what other people's experiences have been like.
To see if it's really the right fit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to condo rentals.
Popular choice.
It seems like a lot of people choose condos for longer stays in Manila.
Why is that?
Well, they offer that good combination of comfort, convenience, and often some really nice building amenities.
Like what kind of amenities?
Oh, swimming pools, gyms, often 247 security.
Sounds pretty good.
It is. And the guide mentions that many condos come fully furnished.
So again, that easy move in.
Exactly. Now, the price can vary quite a bit depending on the location size and what extra features are included.
I bet the primaries are more expensive.
Yeah, you're right. Places like Makati, BGC, Ortega, they're going to be on the higher end.
But you're paying for that prime location.
And easy access to everything.
Right. If you're willing to look further out, you might find more affordable options.
Exactly. But generally speaking, you can expect a furnished condo to have the basics.
Bed, sofa, dining area, appliances.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you've got those building amenities I mentioned.
So you've really got to think about location, your budget, and what amenities are must-haves for you.
Yeah, and the guide reminds you to always check the building rules.
Especially about things like pets and guests.
Yeah. You don't want any surprises later on.
Makes sense.
Mm.
So we've covered some of those options that are more like living in a complex. Now, what about regular apartment rentals?
Oh, yeah. Those are great for a more authentic home away from home experience.
Living more like a local.
Exactly. And they often have more space,
And can be cheaper than serviced apartments?
especially for longer stays. But one thing to watch out for is that the furnishing can be really inconsistent.
So you need to check what's included.
Absolutely. Don't assume anything.
Good advice.
Mm.
The guide actually shares a story of someone who rented an apartment near Poblacion.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And they said it really helped them get to know the city.
Yeah, like on a deeper level.
More than just tourist spots.
Exactly. So the guide recommends exploring different neighborhoods and figuring out what vibe you're looking for.
You want lively nightlife.
Or something quieter and more residential.
Right. And what about transport links? Shops.
All important factors. And here's a great tip. Don't be afraid to negotiate on the price.
Especially for a longer stay.
Yeah, you might be surprised at how much you can save.
Now, for something a bit different, what about guest houses?
Oh, yeah, those are a really cool option.
The guide describes them as a more intimate alternative to hotels.
And often more affordable.
Often family-run, too.
Yeah, emphasizing local hospitality.
So you get more personalized service.
Often, yeah. And sometimes there are communal areas where you can meet other travelers.
And breakfast is often included.
Yeah.
Which is a nice bonus.
So it's a good way to connect with locals.
And experience the culture in a more authentic way.
I like that. And you're supporting local families directly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about an option for the budget-conscious traveler hospital. For a long stay.
I know it might not be the first thing that comes to mind.
Not exactly known for their luxury.
Right. But the guide points out that some hostels in Manila offer surprisingly good rates for longer stays.
Interesting.
Yeah, of course you're trading off privacy with dormitory-style rooms and shared bathrooms.
But they can be really social.
They can. And if you're traveling alone, it can be a great way to meet people.
That's true. And many hostels now offer private rooms as well.
Yeah, if you want a little more space.
So you can have a bit more privacy.
Right. And you can still expect basic amenities like Wi-Fi.
And sometimes breakfast is included.
Exactly. So yeah, hostels are often the most budget-friendly option you'll find.
Good to know. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about amenities now.
Sounds good. What do you want to start with?
How about pools?
Pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good swim, especially in Manila's heat?
Definitely a way to cool off.
And a lot of apartments and condos in Manila have pools.
It's a great way to relax, get some exercise.
But the guide does say it's important to consider what kind of pool it is.
What do you mean?
Like, is it an infinity pool, a lap pool?
Or just a small dipping pool.
Exactly. And you should check the pool hours, too.
And the maintenance.
Oh, yeah, that's important. The guide even tells a story about someone who booked a place specifically for the pool, and when they got there, it was green and unusable.
That's a nightmare.
It is. But there are some amazing pools out there.
Like rooftop pools with great views.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what about beach access?
I thought Manila wasn't really known for its beaches.
You're right. There aren't pristine beaches right in the city center.
Right.
But there are rentals that are relatively close to coastal areas like Cavite or Batangas.
You can get your beach fix.
You could. It usually means choosing a place near a major highway or transport links out of the city.
Makes sense.
And some complexes even offer shuttle services to beaches.
That's convenient.
It is. And the guide reminds you to think about the amenities the rental itself offers.
Right. Because you'll want somewhere comfortable to come back to after a day at the beach.
Exactly. Even if there's a bit of a commute, being able to get to the beach can really enhance your stay.
Definitely gives you a break from the city.
And of course, if you're not keen on traveling, there's always the option of a pool.
Right back to the pools.
Okay, let's talk about patios.
Patios, what about them?
Well, sometimes you just want to enjoy the outdoors without going anywhere.
I get that.
And a patio gives you that private outdoor space.
Your own little oasis.
Right, you can relax, have your morning coffee.
Read a book.
Exactly. And it's also really practical for drying laundry or keeping plants.
I never thought about that.
The guide really emphasizes how having a patio can make a long stay more enjoyable.
Yeah, it gives you that extra space.
And a place to entertain guests.
Even a small balcony can make a difference.
Yeah, like the one at the heart of Makati that the guide mentions.
Okay, I'm sold on patios. Now, what about something a bit more luxurious? Hot tubs.
Oh yeah, hot tubs.
Imagine coming back from a busy day in Manila and just sinking into a hot tub.
Sounds amazing, right?
It does. While it might take a bit more searching to find a rental with a hot tub,
It's worth it.
the guide suggests it can really make your stay more relaxing.
Stress relief. Better sleep.
And if it's a communal hot tub, maybe even some socializing.
Exactly. Just remember to check the maintenance schedule and what type of hot tub it is.
Good point.
Mm.
Okay, now let's talk about something important for pet owners. Pet-friendly rentals.
Yeah, finding a place that welcomes pets can be a bit of a challenge.
I know the struggle.
But Manila does have an increasing number of pet-friendly options.
That's good to hear.
It's all about knowing where to look and what questions to ask.
Like what?
Well, be prepared for potential restrictions on the size and breed of your pet.
Makes sense.
And there might be pet fees or rules about pets in common areas.
Right. So you need to be prepared.
The guide even suggests putting together a pet resume.
A resume for your pet.
Yeah, with vaccination records and a bit about your pet's personality.
That's a great idea.
And when you're searching online, use specific keywords like pet-friendly
And don't be shy about contacting landlords directly.
to ask about their pet policies.
Okay, now what about families traveling with kids?
Yeah, the guide talks about family-friendly rentals and how important space amenities and location are.
I can imagine. You need more than just a single room.
Exactly. Look for places with multiple bedrooms, fully equipped kitchens, laundry facilities.
Makes things so much easier.
And think about the location, too. Is it close to parks and family-friendly attractions?
And a safe neighborhood.
Right. Don't hesitate to ask about child-specific amenities, too, like high chairs or travel cots.
Those little things can make a big difference.
They can. The guide even includes a table that highlights the features that are important for families.
Like a full kitchen laundry facilities, a swimming pool.
Exactly. Okay, now for something a bit different, rentals with saunas.
Now that's luxury.
It is. If you love that post-sauna feeling, having one in your building means you can relax whenever you want.
Without having to go to a spa.
Exactly. Just be sure to ask about the maintenance schedule, the type of sauna, and its operating hours.
Good advice.
Okay, movie fans, this one's for you.
Hit me with it.
Some rentals in Manila actually have private home theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, with comfy seating, high-end sound systems, large screens.
That sounds amazing.
It does. Just double-check what equipment's included.
Good point. The guide mentions the home theater Taka the Makati as a prime example.
Now, we talked about patios earlier, but I just want to stress again how valuable having outdoor seating can be.
I agree. Whether it's a balcony, a patio, or even a small garden.
It gives you that connection to the outdoors.
Especially important when you're in a city.
It can make a long stay feel less cramped.
More open.
And when you're looking at serviced apartments, remember to specifically check if they offer any private outdoor space.
Okay, onto loft rentals now.
Loft rentals.
Yeah, those are cool.
I love the high ceilings and open floor plans.
They often have a really modern and stylish vibe.
But you should consider the location and noise levels.
Yeah, open spaces can sometimes be noisy.
Now, what about waterfront rentals?
Waterfront rentals.
Yeah.
You can find places that overlook Manila Bay or other waterways.
I bet the views are amazing.
They can be. But it's important to think about practical things, too.
Like what?
How close are you to other amenities?
Right. And what about noise from the waterfront?
And any potential flood risks.
Important things to consider.
The guide mentions that you might find waterfront rentals in areas like Pasay City.
Oh, okay. Next up, a very practical amenity, washer and dryers.
Yeah, having a washer and dryer in your rental unit can be a huge time saver.
Especially for a longer stay.
You can pack lighter knowing you can do laundry whenever you need to.
And you're not wasting time at laundromats.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of apartments and condos in areas like Makati offer this.
Good to know. Now, what about smoking?
Ah, yes. The guide does address smoking-friendly rentals.
because it's becoming less common.
It is. More and more places are going smoke-free, but there are still options out there.
So how do you find them?
You've got to confirm the smoking policy directly with the property management,
And ask about designated smoking areas.
like balconies or patios. And of
Mm.
course, be respectful of other guests.
Common courtesy.
Now, if you're looking for a lot of space and a touch of luxury,
And you have the budget for it.
villa rentals might be the way to go.
Villas.
Yeah, they're great for larger groups or families,
And they often have private amenities.
like pools or gardens. But be prepared to pay a higher price.
Makes sense. You're getting more?
Villa rentals within Metro Manila can offer a lot of privacy.
And space to spread out.
Exactly. Now, for a more personalized experience, there are boutique hotel rentals.
Boutique hotels. So like a smaller, more unique hotel.
Exactly. They often have really distinctive designs and offer personalized service.
And great food.
Often, yeah. And they're usually in central locations. The guide suggests checking for monthly rental options in the Philippines for these.
Now this one I didn't expect rentals with fireplaces.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly essential in Manila's climate.
But it adds a certain ambiance.
It does. It's more about creating that feeling of warmth and coziness.
You might find them in upscale apartments or villas.
Furnished rentals for longer stays are more likely to have them.
Okay, what about staying active?
Yeah, that's important. The guide talks about fitness-friendly rentals.
Places with gyms.
Yeah, or pools.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're located near parks and fitness studios.
So you can easily keep up your routine.
Exactly. And the guide mentions that these types of rentals can often be found in areas like Makati.
We talked about beachfront rentals before, but just to reiterate,
Yeah, the beaches right in Manila might not be the best.
but there are nicer options a little further out.
In Cavite or Batangas.
And it's important to read reviews about the beach,
And check what amenities are available at the rental.
because you'll be spending time there too.
Right. Okay, finally, the guide talks about those amazing rentals that seem to offer everything.
Like a fully equipped kitchen, Wi-Fi laundry facilities,
Then a workspace.
and a fireplace.
Yeah, they really aim to provide everything you could need for a long stay.
Sounds pretty ideal.
It does. The guide mentions Palm Tree 2 villas as an example.
So there you have it. A whole range of furnished apartment options in Manila.
From serviced apartments and apart-hotels to condos and villas.
And everything in between.
The key takeaway from the guide is that no matter your priorities,
Whether it's budget, amenities, lifestyle,
Manila has a lot to offer.
so you just need to figure out what's most important to you.
And then start exploring
Using online platforms, rental agencies,
to find that perfect fit.
for your needs and your budget,
We hope this deep dive has helped you understand the options
and given you the knowledge you need.
to find a comfortable and enjoyable place to stay in Manila.
For however long you're there.
So happy apartment hunting.
And enjoy your time in Manila.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Until then.